My story does start like this. I was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. I was 7 when my mother brought my brother and I to the U.S. While I farted, I waited for us here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I didn't think of it as much at the time, but it was quite a journey for me because I was just a child. My mother had lots of fears. She was scared half to death that she would lose my brother or me along the way, or that one of us would drown while crossing the treacherous river. She was also scared of getting attacked by one of the smugglers. But it was fear that drove us away from our homeland, fear of having no education, no future. We did encounter several bumps along the road. I can remember clearly the smuggler with a machete in his hand asking for all of our money, and seeing the fear my mother had while standing there paralyzed. The little money we had was gone along with him. But alas, we were in America, the land of the free. I started attending the beginning of my 2nd grade, not knowing English nor having friends. I would also get fun of my English and my accent. On top of that, it was not easy coming to a house with 20 plus people living in it. I also slept in the floor for the first few years living here in America. I really didn't mind. I didn't wish for a room, all I wanted was a bed. So my parents worked hard, night and day, literally to provide for me and my brother. So they bought us new beds, not used ones, but new. I thought I was living the dream, going to school, getting stuff I would not get to obtain in Mexico. I was a good student through elementary and middle school. I was not the brightest, but I was trying to do the right thing. I knew money wasn't much, and the time spent with my parents wasn't enough. But I understood why that happened. My parents worked hard for my brother and me. I'm grateful for those sacrifices my parents made. High school was different. We had more income, and a new addition to the family, a sister that was American. She was the future. I looked at her and said, she is going to be the reason my parents came to America. So I thought to myself, I'm undocumented. I'll probably drop out, go work with a family member, and then go work with a family member. But then I joined a football team in my high school, my sophomore year. I finally found something I loved. I was pretty good at it. It was suitable for my size since I've always been a little bigger than the average. So I tried to pass on my classes so when Friday would come, I would get to play. Playing those Friday nights made me feel like a true American. And since I was in the choir in high school, I sang the national anthem over there in the come for everyone to hear my voice, the voice of an undocumented student and an athlete. Now tell me that as an American, what is American? What do I have to do? How do I have to look to be American besides having the 9 digits? So I played throughout my sophomore and junior year. My senior year came. That was a very confusing year. Everyone was applying for college, getting loans. Fellow teammates signing in with college to play football. And the only way I saw myself in college was playing football. That was my dream. Well, my dream was ignored and crushed. I knew my coaches knew about my situation, about being undocumented. I'm pretty sure they didn't know what to do with me, so I'm guessing they didn't bother. Now that football season was over, I only had a semester left to graduate. So I thought I would make my parents proud by graduating. I did graduate. The first one out of 10 family members that could probably graduate from high school, but could not because of pregnancy. Others rather work for the family. Some really couldn't because of their situation. My parents told me to go to college, but they didn't push me. So I just rather work construction with my uncle. Working 50 to 60 hours a week, starting at $6 an hour. I was not living up to what my parents came here for. I did not know what to do. So I kept working. Then I went to a game of my old high school. I had an encounter with an old friend from high school. Her name was Tracy Medina. She had invited me to Washington, D.C. for the Dream Act. Me not knowing what it was, I ignored it. And the fact that my mother did not wanted me to go saying, ay, no, si te deportan estás loco. Meaning, what if they deport you? You are crazy, you're not going. So months passed, I was getting really tired of where my life was heading. So I got a phone call the beginning on December 2010 from Tracy saying, "Do you want to go to DC?" Now, being older and having more decisions, I told my mother that I was going, and my uncle that I was not going to work for the whole week. So both very unsatisfied with my decision, they let me go because they wanted me to succeed. While in DC, I met a lot of wonderful people. I met lawyers, teachers, professionals with their degrees in their specific fields, most of them which were undocumented. Even young people wanted to serve our nation's armed forces, but they couldn't because they were undocumented. So I was there getting asked what college I attended. I would reply, nowhere yet. So now, inspired and motivated by all the amazing people I met, the first thing I did when I arrived to Tulsa was enroll to TCC with the help of a great person and friend, which as of now, I'm pursuing a degree in criminal justice. I would like to become a police officer to serve and protect my city, my community, and my home here in Tulsa. My name is Isaac. I was living in the shadows, but I have come out. I'm tired of being undocumented, and I want a better life for me.